The last 2 years were anything but ordinary. The crisis that defined the past few years has had a toll on several industries, and real estate is not an exception. To say that the pandemic affected economies and society at large would be an understatement. However, even with the unfavorable economic climate, the real estate sector has continued to hold its own. Despite the lows, there's still room for lucrative profit in real estate investment, especially in Asia. Welcome to Stasia's Story, your source for learning more about Asia's future, as we highlight the rise of the largest continent on Earth. Before the pandemic, real estate market analysts predicted that mortgage interests would remain low, while prices would continue to rise slowly. Yet, the initial shutdown measures during the pandemic forced the industry to slow down. With limited homes on the market and a decline in buyers' interest, mortgage interest rates have decreased in some countries. At the beginning of the pandemic, house prices were temporarily static. In April 2020, home prices rose by a meager average of 1% across Asia, specifically in places like China. However, prices moved back up to a 3% growth rate in the final days of May. According to Knight Frank, places like Singapore continued to show sales, as 1,081 homes were sold in March. Yet, this remained a lot fewer than in previous years, as it was down 33% in the same month in 2019. When it comes to luxury homes, values had all declined in the first quarter of 2020, from Hong Kong to Bangkok. With Chinese buyers playing a huge role in the luxury property market in places like Bangkok, there was a steep fall, with a dip of 4.3% compared to a year ago. However, not all countries were as bad. In fact, Tokyo and Seoul, early hotspots of the pandemic, witnessed a small 2% increase. Taipei, which has been incredibly successful with its efforts in preventing the virus from spreading, saw home prices soar, with numbers going as high as 9% in the first quarter. The same was seen in Manila, where home prices rose more than 15% year-over-year. In May 2020, most countries in the world saw the lowest average interest rates in years. Analysts had predicted that the interest rates would take a long while before they increased, yet fortunately would not go any lower. Low mortgage interest rates are beneficial for sellers and buyers. The lower the mortgage rate is for a country, the more likely people will spend and invest. Home buyers can also find it easier and faster to pay off the loan with a low mortgage rate. As we move forward into 2022, more banks may offer lower mortgage rates, tempting buyers to invest. Yet, with the market's volatility right now, regardless of if a country has low mortgage rates, people are more considerate of their purchases. Another change that may have happened due to the pandemic is the types of houses people are investing in. In 2019, research showed that the class of people buying most of the listed houses in 2020 were millennials. One common trait of millennials is that they tend to be tech-savvy. Almost 95% of home searches are initially started through the internet. Millennial buyers look at different things when buying a home, from focusing more on the interior of a home to considering convenience. As such, for the future of real estate investment, more sellers will have to learn to utilize the internet and focus their marketing efforts online. Even when coronavirus is gone, the habits of staying inside and living in a contactless world will be commonplace. More people will stay indoors due to the convenience and development of e-commerce platforms. While this may initially handicap many real estate businesses, it also serves to bring opportunity. There are plenty of softwares that facilitate virtual showings of properties for buyers. The use of virtual showing devices has tremendously increased during the pandemic. Now more than ever, people prefer to sit in their homes and explore options online. These emerging trends seem to be the future of real estate investment. With great catastrophes, there is always room for change. That is exactly what the real estate industry must do if it hopes to move forward in the oncoming decade. While we've seen better times in the Asian real estate market, the present condition is not the worst thing that has happened to the industry. There is hope at the end of the tunnel, and as investors learn to adapt to the changes, the industry can come out stronger than ever before. If you like the video, feel free to read more on our official website, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more future updates and videos.